Hi, what we got going here is we've got a first gen 12 valve Cummins. Our fuel heater is leaking and it's positioned just above your fuel filter. I got the fuel filter removed already, and I got this flat blade screwdriver from Snap-on. It's for marine use, I guess, but the width of this screwdriver is 1/2 of an inch, which is basically the exact size you need to remove. Basically, it's a screw that holds that fuel fuel heater on. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that right now so we can replace the O-ring, which is leaking. Okay, so basically what we did is we removed this fuel heater so we can get this O-ring off there. This O-ring is our problem, and this piece is what I'm talking about. It goes through the fuel heater like this and holds it up to the engine, and your fuel filter screws on right here. So you can look at what I was talking about with this screwdriver. You can see how this is damaged from someone before using just a screwdriver or whatever they can in there. This piece fits in there perfect, works well, and you can even put a wrench on this screwdriver. Really worked well. So just something you might try, but a screwdriver will work. Looks like they've boogered this up quite a bit. We're going to get our new O-ring here. We're going to put it on our heater right there. Make sure it's clean. Otherwise, you're going to introduce contaminants into your system. Position this so you can see where the O-ring is there for my fuel filter. So we're going to position it like this and stick it back up onto the engine. All right, I put that on, finger tight, get my screwdriver back in position here. And that should be more than enough. You obviously don't want it crazy tight because that O-ring will expand in there and you'll never get it back off. It's just like an oil filter. You get it too tight, you'll never be able to loosen it. And basically, I'm going to reinstall my fuel filter, making sure it's full of fuel before I tighten it on. And we're going to start it up and check for leaks. All right, well, I got my fuel filter here. It's full of fuel. The rubber O-ring is on the threads that the fuel filter fills in or screws onto. And we'll put it on there and see what happens. And one thing you always want to make sure is that you use clean fuel filling your fuel filter. You don't want to introduce dirt into your filter because at that point, there's nothing to filter it. And one other thing, this O-ring that I used, here's the part number. O'Reilly's is where I got it. They had a hard time actually finding it. And the O-ring, they claimed it was for the fuel pump. I don't know why, but this is the O-ring fit no problem. And once I start it, I bring my RPMs up a little bit to help it run and get any air out rather than just sitting idling. It's what I've always done. Maybe idling is fine, but that's not what I do. And usually just let it run like that for not very long. That's probably more than enough. Let it go ahead and return to an idle, and we're going to hopefully have no more leaks.